Our producer, Matt Marchese, is aboard.
If you saw me 2 months ago, it would have been grown by 2.
Conservatively dressed. What do you mean?
I was a heavy dude.
You down a couple of Toledos, eh?
Yeah, when you start eating like Jeff Merrick, it really starts working for you.
Spaghetti squash 3 meals a day? Or
Hey, man.
Is the shirt green or pink? You remember that trending topic?
Yes.
Oh, yes, of course.
I say green. I see.
What was it? And
That's
Laurel and what
Laurel.
was
Yanny.
the Yanny. Yeah, I don't get that.
Your shirt's looking very Laurel today.
Thank you. I guess. Thank you.
Yesterday's
aren't
tweet roast was the best one,
Oh,
by
yeah.
the way. Follow at
Aren't you
Stephen
not here on Friday?
Nope.
This is a good day.
Going
That's
to
gonna be a
Hamilton,
good
good old
day.
Steel Town.
Oh,
What are
have
you doing
fun.
there? Let me guess.
Coaching
tournament?
a tournament, yes. Toronto Young Nationals will be participating in the Hamilton Bulldogs, Junior Bulldogs tournament.
Hey, nice.
Yes, going for our second tournament win of the season.
Are you guys favored?
We'll see when we'll touch base
Jim-
on Monday
Jim-
about
Jim-
that.
Jim-
Yeah, if we win, yeah.
No bulletin board material for the other teams.
How long in advance would you have a look at the teams?
Probably about 2 weeks. So both teams should be favored to make it to Sunday. So Sunday, anything can happen, just like golf, right? The Masters, anything can happen.
We
Do
should,
you want to give any billboard material out there?
No.
Do you?
no
Probably
money
not.
on the
These
board.
kids are in school. They don't know what I'm talking about.
All right, coaches and parents, Stewie. Coaches and parents.
All right, trivia question.
Yeah.
Because we talk about backup goalies so much on this show.
Trivia question about
Yes.
backup goalies?
Yes.
Oh, geez.
Which team currently, other than the Toronto Maple Leafs, does not have a win from their backup goaltender? Or from
Columbus
a backup
Blue
goaltender?
Jackets.
You were right. We should have just left Jeff to. Yeah.
Is it Columbus?
It's Columbus.
Columbus, yeah.
Your
not
boy
really a fair
Elvis
man.
Merzlikins.
I trust me. I know because it's like I always have guilty little pleasure watching Columbus Blue Jackets. I do love Jeff Rimmer and Jody Shelley's calls. So whenever they're on, I always try to spend some time with those two because I love their call. And so I'm well acquainted with the Elvis story.
Elvis Merzlikins.
There's
Mark it down.
There's nothing that makes John Tortorella more mad than not getting goaltending, and I've watched some Columbus highlights and seen all Elvis's start of the year, and it hasn't been ideal. So I'm sure
The real trivial question should have been, how do you spell that name?
yeah.
I got Elvis
Alphabet
after
soup.
that.
I got a
Ends
guess,
in
but
S.
I don't think we
Yeah.
want to do that one.
Latvian? I don't even
Yeah,
know.
Yes.
they all end
Yeah.
in S. Yeah.
All right, on this is a really off the ball one, but we'll go with it anyway. On this
That was
day,
your first one. Was actually you just want to open up with a trivia question?
yeah, I figured
Okay.
why not give it a shot.
All
'Cause we
right,
talk
sure.
about backup goalies all the time.
Sure.
On this day in 1999, Kevin Dineen got a misconduct penalty and became just the 5th player in league history to score 300 goals and amass 2,000 penalty minutes. Now, this has nothing to do with Kevin Dineen, but I wanted to bring it up anyway. We're talking about goals and penalty minutes. Should penalty minutes be weighted on a guy's Hall of Fame resume? Because how many more points or goals would he have scored if he didn't spend so much time in the box? So you've got guys with over 1,000 points like Pat Verbeek and Dale Hunter, and they have, Verbeek 2,905 penalty minutes, Dale Hunter 3,565, and Rick Tocchet also up there 2,970. Should that be weighted in a conversation
I
because
say
of the way
no,
these guys played?
just based on the fact that the reason why they get those points is because they're in the penalty box. So they're not necessarily as naturally skilled as some of the skilled guys, but they create time and space because they're not afraid to punch you in the face on the way to scoring said goals and points.
I think it's part of their individual makeup. I don't think that Pat Verbeek is the same guy without those PIMs because he's not that same player if he's not agitating, and ditto for Dale Hunter. I think it's just like I can't see back in his prime Cam Neely not having at least 5 or 6 on his dance card.
Yeah. It's actually how it's changed in how we view hockey is like been reflected in fantasy hockey. When I used to play fantasy hockey, you got points when your
For
guys
PIMs.
got PIMs.
Yeah.
And now they just take that out of the league because it's just that's a detriment. That's a negative. So it used to be like you held up PIMs like you held up points. Like this guy racking up the PIMs. Look at him go. And now it's like,
So Tocchet was always great.
yeah. And it's like, hey, but his team's shorthanded all the time now. So yeah, it's just a different era, I would say, when it comes to PIMs.
Rick Tocchet had a year of 48 goals and 252 penalty minutes.
In that
Just
era, that's
insane.
useful.
Old-time hockey.
Yeah.
Eddie Shore,
It's still,
Dick
you know,
Clapper.
it still depends on the nature of the penalty and how you're hurting your team.
Mhm.
Like there was only, to my knowledge, one tough guy who had the perfect season. And you know who that was?
Who's that?
Probert?
Darcy Hordichuk. So Darcy Hordichuk, I want to say it was 2007, maybe 2008.
They have no minors or
But the
something?
Nashville Predators had 60 minutes in penalties, 12 majors.
Yeah. That's what you're asking from your heavy.
He's
no
not
hooking penalties,
costing.
please.
He's not
Well,
putting you shorthanded.
no instigators
once.
and,
there,
and
huh?
how many goals did he score?
No, I think he got like 1 goal, 2 assists, or 3 assists. But nonetheless, for his role,
It's better
for
than
that
3 of us
job-
in this room, that's for sure.
Hang on, like for that job, he had a perfect season.
It's pretty good. The Philadelphia Flyers are off to their best start since 95-96, where they had 35 points by the start of December, where they finished first in the Eastern Conference. Are these Flyers for real if they can get consistent goaltending? It's a pretty good number.
Well, you know, earlier in the show, I couldn't answer your question, but after talking to Keith Jones, I can tell you everything
about
you
the
need
Flyers.
to know about the Philadelphia Flyers.
He was so good.
And you know what? He kind of changed my view of the Flyers makeup. Like there isn't really a position where you go, boy, they're terrible there. Like they have players at every position. They have game-breaking elite talent. You know, they have some veteran guys. They have some edge. And that's the thing, goaltending, right? If they can get goaltending, then yeah, I think they're legit.
Yeah, they're the real deal because when you have Steady Eddie, Matty Niskanen, he'll put you in a
Do not
pretzel.
want to get put in a pretzel.
You're
by it.
definitely a contender.
And you know what? As much as Keith Jones was talking about Carter Hart and what he's meant, have a look at what Brian Elliott's done.
Talk about a good
Again.
second option.
Holy, Brian Elliott's been. I mean, there was was he Player of the Week a few weeks
Yes.
ago? Wasn't he?
And then he had a stinker the next night, I'm pretty sure.
happens.
It
Guys
does.
that excel in the NHL that I played against in college make me feel bad about myself. And that includes Brian Elliott.
Quickly,
Got
is
10
Kyle
seconds, go.
Turris' contract a new immovable object?
No contract, as we've seen, is immovable. Depends on what you want to attach to it.
5 seconds. Go for it.
I'm with Mayor.
The Mem shows.